Welcome to Chatterbox Besties with Brenda and Ricki. We're two besties sharing news, gift ideas, and lifestyle hacks to turn ordinary days into a 10 plus. Today's episode is sponsored by Sid Play Eat Gourmet Salts and Sauces. These fabulous sauces are a must for your everyday lift in any of your on any of your meals. Today we are also offering 20% off with the code Bestie20, which we'll have in our show notes. So here we are. Hi, Ricki.
Hi, Brenda.
We're back. It's been quite a month of just
It has.
what an October. So much going on, and the whole fall season with just kind of resetting and switching out really from summer into fall. And we've just, I don't know, we've just had so much going on. It's been a little crazy. So we're finally together to connect and recap. And we just had such a busy weekend, Ricki. I don't even know. We had a shower, a wedding, a birthday party. We had went to this really cool artist like gallery opening, which was really, really amazing. This guy was so talented, and it was just set in a really cool venue. And actually, it was kind of weird. It's always so interesting when like your different worlds collide. So we're at this wedding, and I'm sitting next to a friend of mine, and I'm telling her about this art show, and I'm mentioning the artist, and she's like, "Wait, what are you talking about?" I'm like, "Wait, what do you mean?" She's like, "You're not going to believe this." And I was like, "Well, what?" She said when she was 17 years old, she was working at this like drugstore, like up on the North Shore. And there was like another high school kid that worked across the street at a frame shop. And so he used to come by and like buy snacks every day. And they just were like acquaintances. And he was an artist even in high school. And he just gave her a painting just like for fun because he was like a friendly little high school kid. And so lo and behold, it's like the guy, like the artist that we
Wow.
went to see this weekend. And he's like super famous. He had an amazing show apparently at the Cultural Center in Chicago. And this art curator who's like this renowned curator from around the world sort of sponsored this like discussion with him this weekend. And she was like dying. She was like blown away. I'm like, I hope you didn't throw out that piece. She goes, I didn't. She was like, I actually kind of liked it, so I kept it. I'm like, keep it like in a vault. I think it's gonna be worth something something up.
Good for him. Yeah.
I know. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool?
Amazing. Amazing.
I know. How was your weekend? What was go Well, I
Oh,
kind of know what's up with you, so I want to hear the update actually. So
yeah. My weekend was a lot quieter than yours. We have an 11-and-a-half-year-old golden doodle named
so cute.
Newman. I don't know
So
if I've
cute.
mentioned him before. He had had surgery. They found a growth on his bone, and he had had surgery a couple weeks ago, and he was doing really well. And then suddenly he wasn't. So we had to bring him back to the vet. He was limping. And we're in a holding pattern right now because they put him back on pain meds. They're hoping maybe he just needed a little bit longer recuperation. So it's kind of sad when your pets, have problems
Yeah.
and they can't talk. But he's such a trooper and he's doing well now that he's back on pain meds. So maybe that's all there is. The growth was benign. I want to say that. We were
Yes,
really worried.
thankfully.
So that was important. And I can empathize with Diane Keaton because she just left $5 million for the care of her dogs. And at first I was like, whoa, $5 million. And then I realized we do have pet insurance. I encourage anyone who is a pet owner to have pet insurance because the bills accumulate as fast or faster than humans do.
Wow.
And so $5 million does not go that far. So I just want to say Diane Keaton knew what she was doing. She obviously loved her dogs, and hopefully Newman's okay. So that was my weekend. So not as
Yeah,
exciting as yours, but
I know. I'm
he's
so
doing okay.
we've been thinking about him. I
Oh,
know
thank you.
that we were planning to record a few days ago, and then of course this whole thing happened, and so, but it's okay. We can always find a time to record, and it's a
Right.
beautiful, beautiful Sunday morning. I'm actually
Exactly.
recording outside because it's so pretty. I want to like soak in all this amazing weather. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, so we're all praying for your dog, for little Newman. I'm sure that you're, giving him the best care possible. So,
Well, thank you.
and yeah, yeah,
And
and
I have to say, I love your backdrop. It's very, very beautiful.
I'm trying to embrace the weather every possible moment I can because I
Which
know
is
it's around the corner. Even though I love winter too, but this is way, way more pleasant for
which is
me.
weird because your leaves haven't turned color yet, which
Well,
is
it's been summer since a week ago. So I think everywhere it's like, yeah, and we've been talking about, converting our flowers, and we're like, yeah, no. So I just kind of bought a bunch of pumpkins and I'm happy. I still love
good.
all of my flowers are great still. So I'm going to hold on to
Perfect.
summer.
Good for you. Good for
Yeah.
you.
So yeah. So here we are back.
Yes. So I want to thank everybody for attending our Bestie event at Big Delicious Planet. It was beyond perfection. The weather, the people, the decor, the food, the learning, everything was just amazing. So thank you. And we're sorry to those who couldn't make it because it was already filled up, but we're going to have a lot more events coming up. So please sign up early for our future ones.
Yeah, we really, again, big shout out to Big Delicious Planet. It was just so fun. And again, just having something outdoor and beautiful weather was really special, I think, for all of us. And I want to also thank our besties who cooked up their
Oh, yes.
bounty. We had a little raffle for
Amazing.
those of you who are not aware of some really gorgeous carrots and cabbage and eggplant, and we had a little raffle at the end of our lunch, and several of you who won sent the most gorgeous prepared food dishes that we did post on our stories, but we may have to repost them because it was really cool that kind of took home a piece of the day with you and sort of, enjoyed making something delicious in your kitchen. So thank you everyone who participated in that. It was super fun for us to see what you made. So yay, it was really fun. Okay, so this has actually been such a big story in the news, which I'm sure everybody's following because I'm like obsessed with it. And it kind of falls into sort of this whole art theme as we were talking about this gallery sort of opening that I went to this weekend. So the Louvre heist, which everybody is like, can you even believe this, Ricky? I mean, it's like it's it's crazier than fiction. I mean, there have been so many movies and books written about these thieves that just go into the big time museums, and they get away with it. There's actually a book. I don't know if you've read it, Ricky. It's called The Book Thief. I mean, sorry, not The Book
Yes,
Thief.
yes,
The
yes.
Art Thief. It's not there is a book
Yeah,
called
the
The Book
book
Thief.
thief is a totally different
This is
book.
The Art Thief,
Yes.
and it's a true story about a thief in like the late 90s, early 2000s. I mean, he was like a compulsive uh, thief, and he would go into museum after museum in Europe. His girlfriend was the lookout, and he didn't even steal to cash in. He just loved art, and he loved the art of the theft, I guess.
It's
And
the
he,
thrill it's the thrill of the chase, literally. The thrill of
yes,
the chase.
yes,
The
it is.
adrenaline pumping is just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, having read that book last year and then having this happen, I mean, I don't even know. It's just so crazy. And I know that there's been some recent developments, right?
Yes, yes, they have captured some of the thieves, but what's so interesting to me at least is they went after jewels versus art, and this is really sad because they're probably going to dismantle a lot of that gorgeous jewelry and sell the diamonds for their individual values versus the collective thing of the jewelry. But there was a thing on TV a while ago where they interviewed prominent thieves from jail, and they asked them how they accomplish, and this is exactly what these people did. They said, you go into these places and you act like you belong there. You during the day and you use day equipment. And that's exactly what they did in Paris. They used these, I forgot what it's, something meuble, I can't remember, but there are these things that they use to lift furniture in Paris. And that's what they used as the ladder to get into the window, to cut open the window to steal the jewels. And they had it timed perfectly. It has to be an inside job. There's no question. And then they sped off in scooters, which is insane with millions of dollars worth of.
It is insane. And I think, it could be an inside job. It could be someone that frequented the museum and sort of learned the
Yes.
habits, which is kind of, if you read The Art Thief, you will kind of get into the psychology of it all, which I found so fascinating. But
Yes.
yeah, it could be an inside job. It could be someone that just been, obviously, they kind of knew exactly what they were doing. But to me, I cannot believe the security lapse and just how even they were posing as like construction workers. I mean, no one's there to verify, which is crazy. And then how about the majority of the Louvre doesn't even have camera surveillance? I mean, just all of it to me is mind-boggling. And so I feel like, as much as we believe and feel like everything's like super tight, it really isn't. And I think the people that are out there trying to take advantage, I mean, they figure that out, and it's a little scary. We've feel like we've come so far ahead, but really we haven't in so many ways. And then I know this whole idea of dismantling the jewels, which I've read as well, and I totally agree that's one avenue. There's another theory that a lot of these thieves, they will just hold on to the jewels for a very long time somewhere because they know they're so much more valuable as is versus dismantling. So that's a theory. Hopefully that's what they're doing so that they can be uncovered and discovered. Um, so yeah, but so fascinating. I mean, it's just really hard to believe that this happens in this day and age. So
But the truth is, when you read about this, it's not as strange as you think. It's There's been quite a few that just haven't been as big as the
as
Louvre.
big. I mean, they said it's like the biggest heist in
Yes,
Europe, like
yes,
ever, which is like here we are living in today's
yes,
techno world where there's a camera everywhere in your face. It's like,
yes, yes,
really? Okay, there's always a way, which is a little
yes.
frightening, but anyway, on to something a little more upbeat, which Taylor Swift, because I've become like super obsessed with her. Her new album, which has been all over the place, Life of a Showgirl. I don't know. I'm still every time I learn more and more about her, I become more and more enamored with her work ethic, her personality, her creativity, which is beyond. And okay, Ricky, you're going to totally laugh at me, but I was at Target like the week her album dropped, and I stopped in my tracks because, of course, they had a huge display of all her stuff. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get her album. Okay. And this is what's funny about that. Like, I don't have a turntable anymore. So like, I have her album, and I'm like, I'm going to get a turntable. I'm going to start collecting albums again because I used to do that as a high schooler. I was like obsessed with music and albums and going to concerts and all that. And over time kind of got rid of the turntable, like everyone, most people, but there's been a sort of resurgence in all of that. And this other friend of mine and her husband, this is like the coolest idea. I don't know if I'll ever get to that point, but they have been collecting all the nostalgic albums over the decades that they have been, music that they've loved. And they have a really cool turntable. It looks really kind of vintagey, but it's new and it's beautiful. And they've started, so like instead of a book club, they've started an album club
Oh
with
my
their
God.
kids. So they get an album, they listen to it, and then of course, their grown kids are like, all over the country. They send it to like one kid, and then the other kid sends it to the next one. And then when it comes back to the parents, they have a little meeting about it and they talk about the music. Like,
Oh
how
my
cool is
God.
that? Wouldn't that
Okay,
be
you're
so
gonna
fun?
die. You're gonna die because, as you know, everyone, we just moved,
Yes.
and Lou
Do you have
gave
a
away.
turntable? Oh, because he's really into music. Yeah.
He's really into music. He either gave away or sold, and I'm not exaggerating, thousands, thousands of albums. Sydney took a bunch because she's into it and then gave away the rest. So he had all of those albums that you're talking about. I mean, thousands of CDs, thousands of albums, and they're all gone now. They're all gone.
I think that happens because I will say I know because I never took a moment to go back to my childhood home when my parents were
Oh,
still alive and they got rid of all my albums. So I get that.
yeah.
And I feel like so if anyone listening has parents that they really haven't gone to see all their old stuff yet, you should probably
Get
do
it.
that.
Yes. Yes, get
Claim
it.
it,
It's worth a
grab it,
lot.
because it like once when it comes to the point in time when they have to like purge, they're just gonna purge because they think you don't want it. So yeah,
It
but
takes up
yeah,
a
I
lot of space. Yeah.
yeah exactly. Everything takes a lot of space. But anyway, so yeah again I'm just she is completely Taylor back to Taylor Swift. She's completely moved me to like obsess about her music and her songs. And I think if you take I know a lot of people think she's kind of light and fluff, but her music is total like it's really like in-depth thought. I mean, there's so much going on. Just relates to history, relates to kind of her life. She has so many layers, and yeah, I'm just impressed with her. I think she's a great role model
Okay, so
for
I
young
know
kids.
that you're a Taylor Swiftie bestie, and so I had
Maybe
to
she'll
keep,
come to our one of our events. Should we invite her?
of course, I had to keep up with all the little trivia because I'm not as knowledgeable as you are. And Taylor Swift, for one of her showgirl parties, wore a vintage T-shirt with sea otters on it. And this aquarium, because of Taylor Swift and her favorite numbers 13, wanted to raise $1.3 million for sea otters. And because she wore this vintage t shirt from this aquarium, they started getting a lot of calls about the t shirt. They reissued the t shirt and they have surpassed $2 million
Oh my
dollars in
gosh,
donations.
that's
So, yay for
amazing.
Taylor Swift. Even when she's just being a regular person, she's still doing good. So,
She is. And that's, I love that example so much because that really is her, right? Like she knows she's super successful. She knows she can make an impact and she's choosing sort of these individual things to do to make an impact. And I honestly like that's really, she's a
exactly.
role model for not even young girls, but for fellow celebrities. Like,
And she didn't
make,
ask for anything. You
no,
know, it
no.
wasn't like she was trying to get notoriety. She probably thought it was a cute t-shirt.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
think she knows now her power of everything. You know, the outfits that she wears to the games and
Yes.
she showcases these designers, but she's doing it very thoughtfully and really considerate of all of these different causes. And that makes me a baby Swiftie, I guess.
Yes. I mean, I think the more you learn about her, the
Yes,
more you appreciate her and that and you realize she just embodies what how people should be. Like strong work
exactly.
ethic, do your job well, be kind to everyone, do what you can to help others. I mean, like, who doesn't want all of that, And I
Right.
think the people that don't like her, honestly, are just probably jealous because, like, they either
That's
don't,
probably true.
they don't, or they just don't get it yet. Because I think it took me a bit because I wasn't paying that much attention to her. But the more I pay attention to her, the more I realize, just what a cool person she is. So
And
anyway,
you know what? In this really crazy, not so positive world, she's a shining example of how nice it is to be nice. And I mean that as the greatest compliment.
yeah, I love that. How nice it is to be nice. That's so great. I
Oh,
like that. That's really cute.
okay.
Very cool. Very cool. So, speaking of trends, I was doing a little shopping and I was walking through the Nordstrom store. I think it was last week. And there was a huge line. And I was like, oh, brother, what's going on now? Well, they have this Jelly Cats pop-up, which I barely know what that is. And I know, Ricky, you maybe know a little bit about that. And I was just like, what the heck is going on here? What? They're stuffed animals. Is this like a, I don't, Beanie Baby craze? Like, I don't even know. So what is it?
Well, first of all, the name Jelly Cats was created by a child because his favorite candies, it's from England, and his favorite candies are jellies and cats. So he thought it'd be fun to call
Ah,
them Jelly Cats, just a little piece of
I
information.
like that. And I like that a kid came up
And
with it. That's cute.
yes, and they're extremely soft and plush. Some people might say they're a little bit pricey, but they do really last. They're well made. And even adults were buying them during COVID, which I think is really funny. But the idea was to make them kind of like sophisticated squishies, if you will, you know?
Something
And
to hug.
yes, so even though they say they're for babies and kids, I think a lot of adults are buying them as well, just because, you know what, in this world, to feel good about something, it feels good to feel good. I don't know what else to say,
Yeah,
you
yeah. And
know?
I know I saw this really crazy video that I sent to you, and I think you kind of got a kick out of it. So I'll let you talk about it
Oh,
because it was kind of
yes.
I was like, this is a Jelly Cat situation.
Where
What?
I don't where was that, in England? I'm not even
Yes,
sure.
yes.
Okay. It looked like they were in a deli and they were picking up like a chicken thigh or drumstick and handling it with tongs and wrapping it in deli paper. And
Yes, yes. It was like a pop-up
it's so
pretend
cute.
takeout restaurant, but all the items were plush stuffed animals. So like they took a plush chicken leg and like wrapped it in paper and put like a plush ketchup and mustard in the
Yes, love
bag.
that.
I was like, whoa, wait. So now we have no idea what's real and what isn't. I was like, what is going on here?
I think it's like the cutest,
It's
most
cute.
brilliant marketing idea. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just my opinion,
No,
but
it's cute. I mean, we used to have like the little, the kids have like their little, pretend kitchens, I guess, like to play
yes,
with. So now they can have like their pretend pop-up
squishies.
plushy
Yes.
takeout place.
I know. And the packaging, I mean, look at how long we're talking about it. I mean, it must be just a huge hit
Well,
over
yeah,
there.
it
So,
is definitely huge based on the line that I saw, and I was like, okay, but this is a thing. This is definitely a thing.
oh, so you're saying it's in Chicago as well?
There's a pop-up in the Nordstrom store, sort of like
Oh,
before you walk in on the inside part,
oh,
and there's a
wow.
huge line. So yeah, that's
Okay.
where I noticed that I was, of course, so curious, like what
Oh,
the
have
heck's
to
going
go
on?
there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
anyway, that was really interesting. And then of course, there's the second season of Nobody Wants This,
I
which
love this show.
is so
Love.
hilarious.
It's so right on. But I want to just interject, which I think is kind of cool. The mixed marriage or mixed relationship is actually based on a true story, although they've embellished it quite a bit, obviously. But the rabbi is just so adorable. But come on, every guy thinks if they have a one-hit wonder with one girlfriend that they can do it for a million girlfriends. And I'm not going to say more than that. You need to watch the show. But just how they go through navigating their relationship, I think is beautiful, precious, funny, and we should all learn from it. That's just my opinion.
Yeah,
But
it's definitely a lot of fun. I haven't gone through the whole season yet. We watched a few episodes, and it is definitely very relationship focused. I I I found the first season like laugh out loud funny every minute. This series is a little bit more, it's still pretty funny, but it's a little more serious, and so we'll wait to see how their relationship unfolds. So yeah,
yes,
it's
yes,
fun.
love it, love it.
It's very, very fun. So it's fall, Ricky. Are you getting out all your sweaters and like your
You know what? As long
blankets?
as, yes, for us, we live close to the lake, so the trees are turning color. And for me, as long as it's sunny and it's been gorgeous here for so many weeks,
Yeah.
I don't care what the temperature is. So, yes, I love every single thing about it. But I do want to talk a little about the recent, I'm probably going to have the name wrong, the Movie Museum Academy, where the
Yes. Yes.
costumes, they were costumes, but they were
The museum
formals.
gala, the Academy
Yes.
Museum Gala. Yeah.
So, what did you think about Kim Kardashian's outfit?
Well, she always has to make a statement, right? And that the shock value, that's just her shtick. So I think she did it. I think that it was very like timely since it's almost Halloween with a little mask over
Wait,
her
I
head.
gotta ask you. I'm sorry to interrupt, but and I'm not divulging anything that anyone hasn't seen, or please go look it up on Instagram. But her face was totally covered for those who aren't aware. And when I say her face was covered, it was like a hood over this dress. And she turned to her makeup and hair person and said, "Do I look good?
Oh,
Is my
hilarious.
makeup is my
Hilarious.
makeup okay?" I mean, she literally said that, and you can't see a single, all you see is a hood.
Yeah, it's
It
like
just
this big
cracked
fish. It
me
was like it
up.
was a beige, like strapless dress, and of course, very cinched at the waist. And then the
Yes.
same beige fabric was basically covering her entire face and head. It was almost like she had sort of a similar look a few years ago when she was all black
Yes.
for the Met Gala.
Yes.
So it was kind of like she went back to that. I don't really know why, but she did. So that was really
Yes.
kind of
By the way,
interesting.
I wanted to interrupt. You know, when you said cinched waist, there's this whole thing about cinched waist now where corsets are coming back and they're tight, they're squeezing into them like, I don't know, the
Well, there's
1800s during
actually a
time.
surgery
Yes, that's
where
what I was
they,
going to say. Yes,
yeah,
it's a new surgery. They used to remove certain ribs. I don't know what number it is. And now they're going underneath the muscle to make, and they're reducing waist like 8 or 10 inches,
yeah,
which is
they're shaving the ribs
insane.
down, is what they're doing. Yeah, I was
Oh
reading
my
about that too. That
God.
sounds so incredibly painful. I can't even think.
Yes. And
Oh my
dangerous
God,
because
dangerous.
it hurts your organs and everything. But when you listen to the Kardashians and they say, this is really tight, go tighter, go tighter. It's like we are born to suffer if we want to look pretty. I
Well,
don't
and it
subscribe to
really,
that.
yeah, and it kind of like when I think about that, it brings you back to the kind of the 1800s when that's what
Yes.
women were doing, cinching their waist painfully with the corsets, and then of course the big bustle dresses to make their waist look thinner. So, are we really moving forward or are we moving back? I really
I
have no
think
idea,
back.
but I'm just not going to think about it too much. I want to
Yeah.
talk more about cool, fun stuff.
Yes.
So, and speaking of that event, and I'm, of course, another person I'm obsessed with is Demi Moore, and she looks so elegant in this burgundy. I think it was a Prada dress. It was so gorgeous on her. I think she's really an elegant dresser, and I always love seeing like what she kind of puts together for her
Don't you
next.
find
So
it interesting? She was a really hot commodity for a long time. Then she kind of disappeared, and now she's huge, huge,
she's huge. I
and good
think,
for her.
yeah, I mean, I think her success with that crazy movie, The Substance, sort of brought her back,
Yes,
and she's beautiful at her age, and she's got a great fashion sense and stylist, and so she just is glowing, and I'm really excited for her that she's back in a big way,
I agree.
which is really, really cool. So yeah, so I know that it's your birthday tomorrow,
Oh my goodness.
Ricky. What are you doing? Let's talk about it.
You know what? It's the perfect birthday. I have a really good friend coming in from New York, and we're going to spend the day together. And you know what? Every day that you wake up is a great day. So
Exactly, exactly. And I know we have some special plans coming up too, so I'm excited for
we
that.
do. We do.
And yeah, so happy October, everybody. I mean,
Yes.
it was a kind of, we thought we would have a fun little catch up podcast with all of you. And we've got some great ideas coming up for our future podcast. So thank you so much for listening to Chatterbox Besties with Brenda and Ricky. Always so fun to catch up, and definitely send us your thoughts, your comments. Be sure to rate us on Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. What else am I missing, Ricky?
I think that's it. I think we've covered it all, and we look forward to talking with you guys soon. Have a great
Sounds
fall.
great. All right. Yeah.
Take
Happy
care.
fall. Happy Halloween. Bye. Hi, guys. Just to share, this podcast is solely presented for entertainment and educational purposes. We're your besties and sharing our perspectives with you. With love, your Chatterbox Besties.